Alright, this is a quick video on how to install and customize Skyvoice for Skyrim. Go to the Nexus page and download the mod. Install it with your favorite mod manager. It'll download here. I've already downloaded it once, so it's going to give me that message. Go ahead and install it. I already have mine installed, so install it however you know how, and activate it and place your ESP somewhere in your load order. It shouldn't matter where. And the next thing you're going to do is go to the description page. Nexus can be slow at times. You are going to set up, click on the second link here, and this will tell you how to set up your microphone and train your voice. This is an important part, so your computer knows the nuances of the way you speak. So go ahead and take the speech tutorial, and you can train and go through this tutorial as well to train your computer to better understand you. Those are fairly important. I mean, it'll work without it, but this is to get the best results. Go ahead and go through these. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is install the macro software. Go click on the top link here, and you're going to download the file. And then I already have mine installed, so just go next and then download it. And you're going to click on the MSI file and run it and install it. Follow the install instructions, and once that is done, if it runs, you can go ahead and close it after it's done. And then you're going to, there'll be a shortcut. On, you might get one on your desktop, but there'll be a shortcut in here. If you go on your start button, your start menu, there should be a shortcut in here. Mine's right here. It'll be somewhere in here usually. Right click on it and drag it to the desktop and create a shortcut, if you prefer to do it that way or some other way, just so you have it for convenience. And then I already have one on there, so we'll go. Now the next step is to you're going to run the software. And after you run the software, it will place a folder in your documents called speech macros. Okay, if you have anything in here after you install the macros, delete anything out of here. And then the next step you're going to do is you're going to go to the files here, and you're going to download the macros for Skyvoice, and you're going to extract them to that folder. And after you do that, you're going to want to make sure that you close the macros if they're running, and Microsoft Voice Recognition, which is down. You can do that down on your taskbar down here. If you click down here, if they're running, like I have the macro running. I closed Microsoft Voice Recognition from the program itself, but its icon can be down here too. So right click on there and exit. And now that both those programs are closed, you're going to right click on here and click Sign Speech Macros and follow the prompts. And once that's done, it should be good. And now you should be able to test it out. So you can go ahead and open the software from your shortcut on the desktop. is Slenus. So this doesn't reflect the actual shout because I've already customized it to be more accurate, but it should, when you get them right, like Fus, Fus. This is part of, it would say Fus right there if I didn't customize it already. So that's the next part of the tutorial. So now you have Skyvoice working. Now I'll show you how to customize it. So go ahead and close the Skyvoice macro from your taskbar, or your task manager down there, or your system tray. I'm sorry, this is the system tray. Here, down here, make sure it's closed and the Microsoft Voice Recognition is closed. And then go ahead and go to your speech macro folder. Where's speech macros? And you can go ahead and open this up. Now what I like to do is, all this text is highlighted, so just go ahead and hit Control-C to copy it, and then you can go ahead and close this, and then hit Start and type Notepad to bring up, and just bring up a Notepad document, and click in there and hit Control-V to paste, so you can see everything all nice and big. Now it's important to make sure that you're careful if you accidentally have, because you're going to start editing this, make sure that you don't want to have your mouse cursor in here and start saying your shouts. Otherwise, if you mess up and you don't fire a shout off, it'll start typing stuff. So you don't want to mess with the syntax of the way that this is coded here. So one thing you can do is you can click on the desktop, or what I like to do is just bring up another blank notepad, and it doesn't matter, it can be small. Just you'll have it on a here. Okay. Let's size this up. Okay, just click in here. Now, here, let me see here. I'm gonna open up the Microsoft Windows Speech Recognition. This is the shortcut on your desktop. I just did that to get to it. So I'll open that up, and now it's running. Okay, now again, I don't want to click in here because if I say something, and it's sleeping right now, so it's not a huge deal. Okay. So I can either tell it to start listening, or I can click on this right here. So make sure that when you start saying them, click over in here, so any errors come over here and not in here. So now what you want to do, here I'll explain this. He's got some little instructions here, but the important thing is he's got some stuff in here for changing the keys and stuff. I don't need to do that. I'm just going to show you how to get your pronunciations correct and stuff like that. A lot of this might look a little different to you than your file, because I've added a bunch of stuff in here. It should look similar, but like this would say, this by default just says ran. It doesn't say ran or Ron. If it's got a question mark in front of it, that's an alternate. So by default, this didn't have a question mark. Okay, that's sleeping, so I'm safe. This didn't have a question mark, and that was the only one there. And then neither this did. You'll notice the second row did. The first row is the first word of the shout. The second row is both the first two words of the shout. The third row is all three words of the shout. So I mean, this can say, anything. So these are this said Ron, and I had issues with that. It wasn't consistent. So I put Ron in there and put ran in there. It's just a space, question mark, and that for alternates. and then this is another, so you can go down. So go ahead and go down the line. So I'm going to click over here and say, start this up. Click over here and say, Ron. Ron. Okay, you see how it says, if you look up here, it'll tell you what it says. If it's invalid, it'll say it's in invalid shout or give you some other funky thing. But if it goes and it just has the word, it's good. So if it says it and you have it in here, so the way that you update it, okay. So say you want to make some changes, and say if you're saying Ron and it's not recognizing, and you say, and it says something else consistently, like if it says Ron or something else, you can put that in here too, to as an alternate. So you just go ahead and enter that in there. So say I do that, I make changes in here, okay. You can tell it to shut up every time or mute your mic when you make your changes. Stop. Okay. So you can make your changes. Say I wanted to have this say Ron, okay, but I don't want it to do that. But you change all the instances where it shows that. So I'd want to put that there. I'd want to put that here. I'd want to put that here, and I'll put it back up here for illustration purposes. And it's also a good idea to, once you make your changes here, you'll want to go all the way down here. These are the Thunderchild shouts, or over in here, and make sure that you don't, anywhere else you see Ron, you want to put in your alternates over in here too, even if it says like here of Ron. So I want to make my changes. I want to make my changes in here as well. Carry those over. So it's usually only one over here, and then it might appear in the Thunderchild shouts, or it might be part of another shout. Like let's see, where's a good example? Sha or Sa. That's in another shout too. That's let me see. It's in one of the where is it? There's one here, and then there's one down over here. But sometimes the prefix shout can be towards the end or in the middle of another shout. So just check them, and just go down through real quick and see. So now, say you make your changes. I'm going to go ahead and delete it. Say I made my changes. And I want to carry those back over to the main macro. Okay, like say, okay, well, I'll just do it for illustration. So I close this, and then I make sure I close the macro too. So go back over to your task manager or your system tray, and right click on this and exit that. Okay, now you'll come back over to your other side here, and you're gonna hit Control A to select all the text, hit Control C. Okay, so now you have that copied. You go to your speech macro folder, open up your speech macro. Okay, and it's already all highlighted, and you can paste. Just hit Control V. Okay, and that'll paste all that in there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel though, because I've already done mine. So once you do that, hit Next, and then it'll ask you if you want to overwrite. Just say yes, 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 and then you're going to right click on it and sign it again. So sign speech macro, and then follow the prompts, and it'll be updated. So the next time you start the speech macros, the next time you start this up, your changes should be reflected in here. So that's how you can make updates to it. Now I'll make a couple other little notes about this here. What is this? Oh, So minimize that. So this is updated. Now I'll say some other important or useful tips here. What you put in here for alternate, you're paying attention over here. Like for instance, feek. Okay, feek here. When I was saying of feek, it kept saying think, so I put as an alternate of think, and it'll show up here as of think when you say the shout, but if you assign the macro and stuff, that's the actual word of the shout. So I can say, if I click over here, start that up. Of think. Of think. So you can put in all sorts of alternates. And I don't know if there's a limit to how this goes, but also you should recognize the fact that, okay, I'm going to close that again. So well, actually I didn't have to, but actually I'll start that. Let me close the macro again since I have it open. Okay. So some other things to note. Okay, here's these wait times, right? They're all 100 milliseconds right now, all the way down. Okay, and what I found is that the Thunderchild shouts, because they're kind of long, they weren't really working right until I made this about 150 here. So that was important. But you can adjust this as you need it. And once you change them, it's kind of, you can't change them. I mean, you can, if you go to the top here, you can go to edit, replace, and you can go to find. You can put in your curly bracket, 100, wait, curly bracket, and then you can replace that with 120. Let's see, 120, wait, curly bracket, and then just find next. If you replace all, it's going to replace all of them. So find next, and then you can say replace that one. I don't want to do that all the way down. So, but once you change them, like say if I wanted to just adjust the Thunderchild ones, all I have to do is put in 150, because those are the only ones that are 150. So these work good at 100. So, but it goes. There's the first word. There's a good example here. Yeah, here's the first word. The second word. The first words. They're all alternate. The second word, and the third word. You can have question marks in all of the first word, the second word. This is the only one that's there, but you can make alternates of and then there's the alternates for the last one. I've edited all these. So you go down the line with your voice recognition up. I'll bring that up one more time here. So you start it up. Let's bring this up. Again, be careful. That was, yeah. Again, be careful what you do when you're in here. Okay, so there. So you just go down the line and start saying them. Start saying the shouts. The default ones, the way that it's supposed to be in the Dragon language, and then see what this says up here. And then go on down the line, and also you'll note that once you say that there's like the briefest pause right after the first word. The second two words are usually go real quick. So it's like here, I'll start it up. Fein, Sie Grom. Oh, da Ving. Oh, da Ving. Oh, whoops. Hun, Kalzor. Oh, that's too long. Lok Bakor. Fas. Fas Romar. Fas Ro. Fas Romar. Okay. So you get the point there. So that this was Fas Romar, and this is the normal. That's what it is in the Dragon Tongue here, but it wasn't really recognizing. So it did recognize Fas. So because it was saying that a bunch up here, it was saying that a bunch of the times, and you don't have to keep the original shout in here. You can change it. Ode Ving is it was Ode, but did I change it? Wait, where's a good one? Yeah, it was Ode Ah Ving, and I changed it to O Da Ving because it's easier for me to say. So so you can do that. Another example is like Kri Lo Sa. A lot of times in the heat of battle, I'll say Lo Sha, and I don't want it to miss, so I'll put Sha in there. So that's how you can customize it. Again, like I said, it's good to put a little lengthier wait time on these. I don't know if 150 is too much, but in game it's working great. So yeah, I went from having them fire off a quarter of the time. I mean, they worked a long time before, but they were lately they were a problem. So I spent a while and customized all this, and it works great now. So hope that helps people. Oh, I guess I should go. Okay, once you're done with this, go ahead and just hit Control A, copy, and then open. You can close this and save it. You can save it to your desktop if you want. You really won't need it after you sign the macro and stuff, but close that. I'm not going to save. Go back to your speech macro folder, open this up. This will be all highlighted. Go ahead and hit Control V. I think I already covered this. Hit Control V. Well, make sure that you close these, the macro and stuff before you do this, before you overwrite it, and before you sign it. Make sure that they're closed. It'll kind of be a reminder when you go next, and it's going to ask you to overwrite it. So you just click create, and it'll ask you if you want to overwrite it. So I'm going to do that, and yeah, hope this helps peoples, and have fun.